Good morning, JP Army. I am JPR. I just made up that name for you guys. I don't know why. It just sounded catchy. But anyway, today we're going to talk about the upcoming Game Freak announcement. If you've heard about it, apparently Game Freak is going to be doing some sort of big announcement. We don't even know if it's Pokemon related yet. People are just thinking it's Pokemon related, even though Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire just came out. Apparently, Pokemon is already planning ahead. Now, if you remember last year, around the time that X and Y came out, there was this big Game Freak announcement. Everyone thought it would be Pokemon related, but it was actually about like this weird racing horse game or whatever. So just keep that in mind. This whole Game Freak thing, it might not even be Pokemon related. And what I'm gonna tell you here, it might not even be confirmed. I don't know if it's confirmed. It's just inside information that I have gotten from a friend of mine named Dark Silence. He says that he has a brother who works at Game Freak. Now, I know tons of people use that excuse online just to get attention, but anyway, the stuff that he sent me was very interesting, so I just wanted to talk about it, even if it might not be true. So the first bit of news is about Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Apparently, there will be DLC for those games. Now, I know that you guys are probably thinking, oh wow, DLC. Maybe the Battle Frontier is finally confirmed. Unfortunately, from what it seems, this will not include the Battle Frontier. It's actually going to be an add-on to the Delta episode. Now, think back to Delta episode. I mean, why is it even called Delta episode if there's only one? I mean, episode kind of infers that there will be more than one, right? And that's what this is about. There's actually going to be 5 Delta episodes, and they're all going to give backstories to different Pokemon. Apparently, there's going to be something Hoopa-based in March, and then something Volcanion-based later in the year. So, basically, there's 5 Delta episodes. I don't really know the details about the Delta episodes. It's just very minimal information. All I know is that there will be 5, and that they're going to involve different legendary Pokemon. Now on to the big news. This is apparently what Game Freak's next Pokemon games are going to be. Pokemon Z and Pokemon W. Now, Pokemon Z, whoa, we know about that. People have been speculating about that since day one. Since X and Y was even revealed, we have heard about Pokemon Z. But Pokemon W, though, where does that come from? Because no one ever thought about Pokemon W. Apparently, Pokemon's doing this whole thing with different dimensions. There's like the X dimension, the Y dimension, the Z dimension, and W is the dimension of time. So, those are the 4 different dimensions, and apparently, Pokemon Z and Pokemon W, Zygarde is going to be the mascot of both. Kind of like Kyurem of Black and White 2. And Zygarde is going to have 2 different forms, a balanced form and a destructive form. And apparently these forms revolve around those 2 moves that hackers discovered in Pokemon X and Y at the beginning of the year. 1,000 Waves and 1,000 Arrows, which are 2 signature moves of Zygarde, and people have been thinking those may be connected to it, and they are, apparently. So when Zygarde is in its balanced form, it becomes a Dark and Fairy type, and it keeps the ability Aura Break. Now, of course, Aura Break is not a very good ability. It only works against Xerneas and Yveltal, but you know what? It makes sense, though. For a balanced form to be both Dark and Fairy type and have Aura Break, that makes sense. I like the concept of that. It sounds good to me. And apparently its destructive form is another way it brings balance to the environment. Of course, if you look at its Pokedex entry, it says something about bringing order to the environment if something is happening to it. So both forms do something different to change the way the ecosystem is progressing. Now on to Xerneas and Yveltal. Both are going to have Mega Evolutions and Primal Devolutions. And apparently this is the reason why we got Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire in between X and Y and Z and W. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire's purpose was to introduce us to Primal Devolution so that we would be familiar with it when it came to Xerneas and Yveltal in these games. There's a lot of info here, and like I said, nothing is confirmed, so I'm not going to go into all of it. But apparently Xerneas and Yveltal both change quite a bit when they Primal and Mega Evolve. They change types, they change abilities, they change designs. There's a whole lot of stuff going on here. And then he says the following is a list of Pokemon that will get Megas in this game. So, Mega Chestnut, Mega Delphox, and Mega Greninja. The only one that changes abilities is Greninja. Greninja is going to lose both Torrent and Protean and is going to get Speed Boost. Why? I mean, Greninja's already really fast. That doesn't seem like a good ability for Greninja, but you know what? Abilities, they change designs, there's a whole lot of stuff going on here. And then he says, the following is a list of Pokemon that will get Megas in this game. So, Mega Chestnut, Mega Delphox, and Mega Greninja. The only one that changes abilities is Greninja. Greninja is going to lose both Torrent and Protean, and is going to get Speed Boost. Why? I mean, Greninja's already really fast. That doesn't seem like a good ability for Greninja, but you know what? I'm not going to question it right now. Then Mega Xerneas, Mega Yveltal, we already talked about them. Mega Noivern, Mega Aromatisse, Mega Slurpuff, Mega Talonflame, Mega Pyroar, Mega Pangoro, Mega Goodra, and Mega Aegislash. Aegislash is already Uber, and then they're going to make a Mega for it. This is crazy. And Mega Malamar, I missed that one. And apparently there are going to be a few Mega Evolutions from different regions as well. There's going to be a Mega Flygon, there's going to be a Mega Eevee, apparently. That's interesting. That is very interesting. I mean, Eevee already has so many evolutions, but I guess Eevee's never going to get a normal type evolution. So a Mega Evolution for Eevee, that does sort of make sense. There's also Mega Dunsparce, Mega Mr. Mime, Mega Dragonite, and apparently that's all he knows. I mean, just from that list, most of those sound like fan service. I mean, just straight fan service. So I'm not too sure how to feel about that either. I mean, is this really real or not? I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sold on some of these Mega Evolutions. So what do you guys think? That is a lot of information to swallow. So we have the Delta episodes, episodes 2, 3, 4, and 5 coming out for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And then we have Pokemon Z and W with Mega Zygarde, Mega Kalos starters, Mega Yveltal, Mega Xerneas, all of these other Pokemon as well. What do you guys think about all this? Because this is a lot. Like I said, this is a lot. And some of this really does make sense to me, and some of it I'm a little bit skeptical of. He also wanted me to promote 2 fan-made games for him, Pokemon Cosmic and Pokemon Crimson Skies, and the demos for those will be out eventually. The links to those will be in the description below. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about all this information, because this is crazy to me right now. This is really crazy. Anyway, be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I will see you guys next time.